Hey, good afternoon, y'all. It's Friday. The weekend's here. Hey, welcome to episode 14 of the Kelly Renee Life Coach channel. It is so good to be with you today. I see you. Oh my goodness. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, no matter what's happening in your life today, please know you are valued, loved, and oh so precious. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. It helps a lot. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. So, any big plans for the weekend? I hope you're going to get an opportunity to rest and take some time for yourself and recharge. Lord, I know I need it. Hey, I got a question for you. How do you handle disappointment? We all have circumstances in our lives where things just don't go according to plan or happen quite the way we think they should. How do you respond? Do you blame yourself? Do you blame others? Or do you simply chalk it up to life and move on? I feel like most in the LGBTQIA plus community have experienced poor treatment that felt like it was being specifically directed at us. It feels uncomfortable and, quite frankly, unfair. At times like those, I like to recall the serenity prayer. You know the one. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. So, what is serenity? One dictionary describes it as a state of being calm, peaceful, and untroubled. Sometimes harder to achieve in the midst of a struggle, to be sure. The reason I ask is I've been noticing a trend among trans people of late that's really concerning. Much of it centers around harassment in the workplace. While many employers today claim to be inclusive and receive high marks from the Human Rights Campaign, the internal practice of these companies doesn't always seem to align with their reputations on paper. One friend recently filed a federal discrimination lawsuit against a prestigious university for allegedly not adhering to their own anti-discrimination policies. I won't get into the merits of the case since it's now in the hands of the courts to decide, but I'm hearing and have been hearing similar complaints from others in their workplaces. And it's really across the broad spectrum of industries. I've said many times, the road from tolerance to acceptance is a long one. Some groups of people tend to be more supportive than others. Unfortunately, that's one of the challenges. As I see it, what we as trans people have to go through feels a little tougher maybe than what other people do. Our outward appearance is part of the coming out process. And whether we previously presented as male or female, the change for us is visually more dramatic and takes time. Sure, we may suffer the same judgments as everyone in the LGBTQIA plus community, yet the added nuance of presenting as a different gender adds a level of complexity to the equation. It's so much more than just donning a new wig or a new outfit, painting our nails, or applying eyeliner. Now, I've been really fortunate in my coming out process, yet so many people I know have not had the same experience and really struggle daily with the response of others, especially in the workplace. The Harvard Business Review published a terrific article in 2020 called Creating a Trans Inclusive Workplace. I'll put a link in the show notes for any of you that want to read it. It's terrific guidance for companies who are truly committed to creating inclusive spaces in their organizations. However, without the subsequent employee training and adoption on the front lines, it kind of falls flat. Going to work and being called names or Having people pulling on your hair or being told you're disgusting or an abomination does nothing to promote a positive, productive work experience. When you're being treated this poorly, no matter what the company says, your best option may be to leave. Unfortunately, harassment in the workplace, although illegal in most cases, is difficult to prove. And unless you have a pile of money or supporters willing to foot the bill of a lawsuit, it may take years to resolve. And the bigger the company and the deeper the pockets, the more difficult it will be. Now, let me be clear. I am in no way suggesting we cut and run and let it go. But that's just the way it is. It's the reality many live with every day. You're the only one who can decide that, though. You're the one that has to decide whether you suffer in silence, fight, or leave. And I completely understand the need to work and the need to suffer in silence to keep a paycheck coming in. It happens every day. The point is, you do have a choice. No matter what you choose, own it and let it be whatever you decide. See, you're responsible for you. Don't play the victim. It doesn't suit you well. And it won't add one iota to your life. Here's a few things for you to consider. Find a good support network. If you don't have one, make this a priority. You can't weather this kind of storm well on your own, nor should you. Next, document everything. Who, what, when, where. This is hard to do, but it's incredibly helpful if and when you get into a lawsuit territory. It'll also be helpful if you have conversations with your supervisor or with HR. It's super important. You have to have documentation. Next is evaluate. This is a step many of us miss. Ask what's really going on here. Not every slight we take on is really directed at us. Not every person that misgenders you is doing it intentionally. I was in a meeting the other night and misgendered one of the participants. I felt awful and I immediately apologized. You'll know the difference. I was in my favorite Starbucks the next day and I was misgendered. I didn't let it mean anything about me. Also, don't take on something that's not yours. It can be so easy to slide into victim mode. Don't do it. You have the power and the authority to take care of you. And last, keep your resume up to date. No, you absolutely should not have to put up with harassment in the workplace. And if you find yourself hitting a wall with your company and with HR and your supervisors, maybe it would be better if you did leave. Living in a toxic environment can do you more harm over the long haul than it's worth. Again, you need to use your best judgment here or weigh all the information. It's easier if you've been with a company for a while and have a strong history there, but that's not a guarantee either. Sometimes weathering the storm and staying strong is the best solution for you and for the company. Depending on your role, people come and go all the time though. The performers and the ones who make it happen day in and day out are typically the ones who survive. So the choice is yours. It always has been. If you've got thoughts or experience to share, please do. This is a tough conversation, and the more we expose it, the easier it will be for everyone. Also, there's a ton of allies out there who support us, people who want to do the right thing. And the more we normalize the existence of trans people in the population, the easier it will be for everyone. Kind of heavy stuff for a Friday afternoon, but I wanted to give you some things to think about over the weekend as you get ready to start your new week next week. I am thinking about you all today. I love you to pieces. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And remember, life's too short. Be kind, do good. Until next time.